Hello everybody, this is Michael Raman. Welcome for another vlog for my YouTube channel. It's been a while, but I'm back, and today we are going to talk about movies. And right now I am with Edward Fernandez that I met two months ago, something like that. So for this video we are going to talking about the new Edward Fernandez project called Squatch. But before we talk about this movie, can you introduce yourself briefly?
Hi, my name is Edward Fernandez, and I'm a filmmaker, writer, director, and producer.
Okay. When did you fall in love with cinema?
Honestly, since I could remember,
Mm-hmm.
as far as like falling in love with cinema, with movies, TV shows, music videos.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up during the MTV generation.
Okay.
So that's always been a part of my life and my family's life. My family definitely went to the cinema for recreation.
Mm-hmm.
And this is during the times where you could actually see two movies
Mm-hmm.
for the price of one.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to today where you
Yeah.
paid like $18 and you just have to you can see only one movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I grew up with that. And as far as the filmmaking, that came in after I saw The Matrix.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
Okay.
The movie The Matrix.
Okay.
I think that was 1999. Right?
Yeah, 1999 by the Wachowski.
Yeah. So at that
brothers.
point, I felt like I think I should do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Okay.
Like for me, that movie was almost perfect. It was
Yeah.
so good, but there
Mhm.
was one thing I wanted, and I was like, you know what? I should do this.
Yeah.
I would have changed this little
Yeah.
thing, and it would be the perfect movie. You know?
Okay, so 1999. How old were you back then at the time?
99. I think I was around 24 or
Okay.
23, 24,
Yeah.
somewhere.
So
around there.
before you watched The Matrix, you didn't have the idea of becoming a filmmaker?
Not a filmmaker, no.
Just you loved cinema, you
I
loved
love
watching
cinema.
movies?
I thought I did like acting. Like
Okay, more acting?
Yeah, I actually did do acting in high school. I belonged to an improv group
Okay.
called Teatro Tiempo, which means Theater of Times.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the Lower East Side, East 4th Street.
Okay.
And so yeah, we would learn improv, we did theater games and things
Mhm.
like that. And then we did performances in high schools. They would take
Mhm.
us to local high schools or public schools, and we would do like performances on topics
Mm-hmm.
that were important to teenagers,
Mhm.
like anorexia, drug abuse, and
Okay.
things like that. So we would improv
Yeah.
skits and situations like that.
Okay, that's good. What it's like to live in this city, so New York City, where like Stanley Kubrick, Martin Scorsese, Woody Allen, all these really huge filmmakers.
Mhm.
How does it feel when you're living in this city?
Truthfully, as a kid, I really didn't pay too much attention to it growing up with it.
Yeah,
Like I've heard it like
briefly.
briefly and I just never really focused into it. But when I became a filmmaker and I started realizing, wow, this is where this actually happened. And it's
Exactly.
like right now I really appreciate the Bronx, for example, because of
Stanley Kubrick comes
yeah.
from the Bronx.
And a lot of the movies I've seen for the first time were in the Bronx.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah. So this is huge. Okay. So you saw The Matrix back in 1999, and you were like, I can be a filmmaker. What was your like very first screenplay?
I don't remember the very first one,
Mhm.
but I know I was experimenting with martial arts stories
Okay.
because I am a martial artist, and I remember playing around with the idea of a really tough female martial artist. So I wrote a couple of stories based around that, but then eventually I wrote my first feature during I think it was the year 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And I called it The Mission at that time.
Okay.
And basically it was about sisters. There are two sisters that get involved in this dangerous mission that they have to escape from. Sort of like a survivor horror situation, but with action.
Okay.
So I was playing a lot of Resident Evil at the time, so I had a lot of that influence of like zombies and monsters.
Okay. Okay. So the mission, and then like how was it, like a short, long feature?
It was a feature film.
Okay, directly a feature film.
Yeah, I wrote a feature, but I didn't really do anything with it. I just wrote. I just loved writing for the sake of writing.
So yeah, since day one you are familiar with the genre movie, so martial art. when you were like younger, did you have any specific genre that really influenced you besides martial arts?
Oh, a sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror.
Yeah,
Okay.
sci-fi horror movies I love very much.
Okay, so what is your favorite filmmakers that inspired you in this genre?
It's John Carpenter.
Okay, with The Thing.
Yeah,
obviously.
with The Thing.
Or Escape from New York.
Escape from New York, yeah.
Okay.
I also liked Big Trouble in Little China.
Ah, yeah, that one is really funny.
Because
it's not a sci-fi,
because
but
it had the martial arts in it.
the martial arts and the stunts in this movie are really great. Yeah. After high school, did you consider like making a movie study, or you try to learn by yourself?
Well, I took a little break after high school trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to teach martial arts.
Okay, yeah.
But I remember working for an agent, even though he didn't call himself an agent. He called himself like a talent referral service.
Okay.
His name is Chris Harrison. I worked an internship in high school with him. So I had to call, actors and for commercials and things like that, like look at headshots and things like that. So I remember him telling me, oh, you should do fight choreography. You're a martial artist, you like cinema, you like movies and everything, and you're an actor, so why don't you try fight choreography? So we gave that a shot. He gave me a job one day working on a theater production, and it was fun. So I went through that route first of doing fight scenes, like choreographing fight scenes, and then from there I led to the idea of like maybe I want to be a director.
Okay. So how was your struggle to make this first feature in terms of to finance the movie obviously, but even to find the actors, to shoot the movie, to make the editing, the sound, and all of this?
It was really hard.
Really hard? Okay.
It was very difficult, but I was excited.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a movie. So I was like, oh, you could actually do a movie by yourself? Because I heard about Robert Rodriguez, the director of El Mariachi.
Yeah.
So he went out and did it by himself. So I'm like, I read his book. I'm like, if he can do it, I can do it.
Sure.
But it was a lot harder than
expected.
I had different challenges than he did. So I wasn't prepared for the new challenges.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's always hard, but it's a good way to learn, like to do everything, because now when you get more experience, you are able to talk to people who are dedicated to one specific thing for a movie, Like you can understand how people talk, for instance, on the sound and the practical effects, acting, since you already do everything for your first movie. Before we go into the new project, which is Squatch, I wanted to know what is your process of writing? How do you write the screenwrite? Yeah,
I brainstorm.
Okay.
I brainstorm ideas, and they always come non-linear. So I have one idea, like, ooh, this would be a nice ending for a film.
So you can start, for instance, with an ending, and then end it up with the beginning of it?
Yeah, or then in the middle, like, this looks like a nice scene. I don't know where it would fit at.
Yeah, okay.
But this is a really cool scene to take place because of music I'm listening to. It's like it matches perfect with the music.
Okay.
So I get all those ideas, I list them down, and then one day, when I got like 2 or 3 pages of that, I start to organize it. Okay, this can go in the beginning, this can go in the end, and so on and so forth.
Okay, that's good. Basically, now we understand more your process of writing.